escuela de Jenny.
Fam9, Lawrence Township,
En español.
talking about homework.
Siempre me ayudaba.
¿Está en inglés? ¿Lo traducimos con el teléfono?
En inglés también.
Cuando te pones a estudiar los números.
Sí, me ha ayudado mucho. Más cuando era chiquito, ahorita no estoy grande, pues yo puedo aprender solo, pero cuando era chiquito yo me distraía más y no me concentraba mucho, me ayudaba más en español porque pues, no hablaba mucho español antes y no lo entendía tanto. Así pues, siempre me explicaba y cuando no lo entendía no me dejaba hacer nada hasta que lo hacía o algo. No me dejaba salir hasta que terminaba la tarea. No podía jugar mis juegos. Pues, tenía que hacer tarea.
¿Y tienes tarea cada noche? Sí.
Sí, a veces siempre me dejan
Sí.
matemáticas o inglés, pero por casi todo el tiempo lo termino en la escuela. Ya llego aquí.
¿Tienes un study hall? Or?
Sí.
Okay. ¿Y cuánto tiempo, si no es un día de study hall, cuánto tiempo dura tu tarea en la casa?
Como una hora y media.
Okay. Right. ¿Y durante el fin de la semana?
A veces no tengo
Okay.
tarea. Los fines de semana.
¿Y cuál es tu mejor sujeto?
Matemáticas.
Matemáticas. ¿En cuál nivel de matemáticas ahora?
Geometry.
Geometry. Okay. ¿Y eres un sophomore o freshman?
Sophomore.
Okay. Muy bien. All right. Este es muy difícil. Geometry.
Uy, cuidado,
Perdón,
cuidado.
lo seré. So, all right. Okay.
¿Y esta tarea de qué es?
Health.
Okay.
Health class.
¿Y está en inglés o español?
En inglés.
Okay.
¿Y a veces explica tu tarea a tu mamá lo que hiciste?
¿Yo?
Sí.
A veces.
A veces. Okay.
Como, por ejemplo, si no estaba terminado esa tarea, pues ¿qué harías?
Pues esta tarea era como una tarea de la computadora.
Okay.
En la computadora había un artículo que decía como cuando estás like under pressure, like friends want to pressure you to do drugs or drink or something like that. It's like how to prevent that or like how to resist it.
Okay.
And pues, like right here it would say like what are the quick tips on resisting pressure. And like one of them was like stand up straight. The other one is make eye contact, say how you feel, don't make excuses, and stick up for yourself. And like over here it says like list 3 reasons resisting pressure can be hard for some people. And this is like one of them is like they are afraid of being rejected by others. Like people want to be cool, they want to fit in and stuff like that. Like they think that doing drugs is cool. It's just gonna make them look cool. Like they want to be liked, and don't want to lose a friend, and they don't want to make getting fun of or getting bullied or something. That's what this was about.
¿Y tú hiciste eso solo o tu mamá te ayudó?
This, yo lo hice solo.
Oh, okay.
It was a computer thing, so
okay.
it was pretty easy to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Solo buscaste las respuestas y...
Well, I mean, la respuesta estaba en el artículo.
Oh, okay.
So really I had to look through it.
Más que leerlo y luego por responder.
Y con la escuela, él es mayor, right? Y está haciendo bien. So, ¿en cuál manera hablas con su hijo sobre su tarea, cómo se porta en la escuela y todo?
En español.
Sí, en español.
Sí.
Okay.
Siempre hablo con ellos en español, siempre hablo. Ellos hablan en inglés, pero les entiendo lo que dicen y yo les digo ya o así, pero no les hablo en inglés, no, solo les hablo puro español a ellos.
Okay.
También su papá nomás les habla puro español. Y nada más viene mi otro hijo y hablan en inglés así o en español, él habla mucho también español.
Okay.
Sí. Él es el que también habla español, entiende todo. Sí.
Y el otro muchacho, el otro hijo, pues ya no es muchacho, ¿se casó con una que habla español o?
Sí,
Okay.
se casó con una que habla español. Incluso la muchacha tiene una hija, ¿verdad? Tiene su niña. Ella tenía una niña y la niña no hablaba nada español. Tenía 5 años cuando la trajo para acá.
¿Y solo inglés?
Solo inglés.
Oh.
Y todos nosotros le hablábamos español. Y ya sabe español. Y
ya aprendió.
hasta mi hijo le decía, háblale español. Y ella, como ella le hablaba puro inglés, pues la niña sabía puro inglés. No hablaba nada de español la niña. Pero ya tiene como 3 años con mi hijo, pero la niña ya habla español. De todo, ellos hablaban en inglés, le decíamos, háblale en español, háblale en español. Entonces ya la niña ya sabe español. Y ahorita ya me hablaba y yo le decía, no te entiendo. Entonces sí, ahorita ya habla español, porque todo nos escucha. Sí, sí le colgamos. Mi hijo pues habla español e inglés también. Sí, así es lo que hablamos más aquí.
Okay. So, su mamá habla contigo sobre su tarea y cómo se porta en la escuela en español. ¿Y qué tipo de preguntas pregunta tu mamá? ¿Qué dice?
Cuando llego de la escuela me dice cómo te fue o qué hiciste hoy o qué clases tuvo. Como en la escuela que voy yo siempre tengo 4 clases cada diferente día. Como un día verde y un día rojo y se turnan cada día. Pues, tengo diferentes clases cada día y hago diferentes cosas.
Okay.
¿Y cuáles clases están en inglés y cuáles en español?
Yo ahorita no tengo clases de español, yo ahorita.
Oh, okay.
O sea, ¿no son un programa de inmersión?
No.
Ya no. Okay.
No.
Ya había agarrado otro idioma, ¿verdad? Cuando cambié de español había agarrado otro idioma, por eso cambié del español, ya no tenía inversión.
Okay. ¿Cuál idioma?
Había tomado French en el primer semestre, pero I didn't really like it.
Okay.
So then I wanted to take German, but they didn't let me. So they said I could do it next year.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to do it next year.
Okay.
I'm pretty excited about it too.
Yeah, awesome. So did you finish the immersion program at Fall Creek or at Forest Glen?
I fuck it. I continued at LM, but it was kind of difficult for me. For me, I thought it'd be better if I did that out of it because it just really wasn't like I feel like I wasn't gonna do the things I was supposed to do, and so it would have just been worse for my graduation. And I want to get all the credit that I needed. Because to me, it was hard.
So immersion was difficult. Why was it so difficult?
It was just like it was just so different. It was like it's not the same. Like after middle school and elementary, it wasn't really the same. It was just so much work. And like I couldn't really keep up, and I never got myself used to it. So I wanted to drop out and make it a little easier for me. But I really do wish like I did work a little harder for it. I kind of do wish I did work a little harder for it. Now that I did it, I don't want to say I regret it, but I do kind of.
Yeah. So it sounded like it was a lot of work and it was really challenging.
I mean, really I could have done it, but it was just a lot of work. I was just like irritated. Like I'd get irritated sometimes. So sometimes I do it, and sometimes I wouldn't.
So did you start in the immersion program at LN then?
Yeah, I
You
did.
did. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had that would have been your freshman year. So did you have teachers and students, right? They're all together. And when you're in a class, sometimes you feel a certain way. You might feel a certain way towards a teacher or feel a certain way about the other students in the classroom.
Well,
What was that like for you?
I mean, to me, I've been in the same immersion class. In immersion, I just been with the same people, so really I knew everybody there. The only difference would be the teacher. Teacher would be the only person I wouldn't know. Because like everybody else I know since like first grade or second, whenever they came in immersion. But I mean, I've been there since first grade, so I know everybody there. So I mean, they'd help me out sometimes, and then some other times they wouldn't. But I mean, I just go through it, you know.
And you said sometimes they'd help you and sometimes they wouldn't. Who is they?
I mean, I had some friends that were like. So there was just like group of friends, like there was just like people hung up with other people and like other people hung up with other people. But I'd hang out. Well, to me, it was more like I hung up with everybody, or that's how it seemed like to me. And so different people were like, there were some people that would be rude. There were some people that would be like nice. There would be people like be friendly and stuff. Friends hang out and stuff. So people that would be like my friends, they like, we like hang and then they'd help me out with like stuff that like I didn't do or like I needed help. And like stuff people I didn't really talk to, I was just like say hi or like ask for help, but they probably wouldn't like explain it as well as they would to a friend they really would know.
Yeah. So when you talk about the people that didn't help you, were they Hispanohablantes or were they English speakers?
I mean, I really wouldn't. I mean, they were kind of both. It would just be like mixed.
Okay. And what about the teacher? Was the teacher aware that these, I guess, things were happening in the class?
Yeah, I mean, she would be the one that'd be like, oh, you guys can help each other out, you know, work as a team and stuff, you know. Like, don't give each other the answer, but help each other out, you know, like, you know, make them understand why is this and why is that, or like how, why, like, you know, how, all the questions like what, why, how, when, where, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. I was just really curious.
Oh yeah. Oh, I just have a couple questions. So, do you feel? I mean, I think I know the answer, but I want to ask anyway. Do you feel more comfortable reading like a book at your level in English or in Spanish?
English probably, because there'd be some words in Spanish that would be long, and I don't mind reading it, but to me, I like to do stuff faster, so I just like to just. It's better for me to understand it quickly. I don't want to just like, oh, get a word and then like, oh, I don't understand. I have to search it up now. Okay. And learn about the word and just learn how to use it and stuff. Okay. I mean, it's good to increase my vocabulary, but I like to get stuff done. Okay. Fast.
What about speaking? Do you feel like your English is stronger than your Spanish, or are they about equal, or?
I feel like not my English nor Spanish are as good as they're supposed to be. Oh. I feel like I could be better, but I feel like for where I'm at, I'll be good for now. Okay. As I grow older, it'll be better. Like my vocabulary will increase in English. Okay. And other stuff.
Like, is there ever a time when you're talking to your mom and you want to tell her something, but you don't, the word in English, like because it happened at school, but you're not sure of the word in Spanish? Yeah, or vice versa, does that happen?
Times where like I tell her like I'll talk to her in Spanish and like I tell her something in English, me thinking she knows what it means, but she does it, she'll tell me like, oh, what does that mean? And I'm just like, oh, I can't explain that. Okay. I can't really explain it because I wouldn't know. I mean, if I didn't know, I can't really tell.
Okay.
Okay. Él fue a México de vacaciones y él hablaba con todos español. Entonces, es lo que yo les digo, que ellos deben de saber español, porque él fue allá como 3 veces a México y allá nadie habla inglés. Entonces yo les explico que es muy importante que hablen español, porque cuando lleguen allá tienen sus abuelitos, sus tíos, ellos no saben inglés. Y él no habla inglés allá, pero luego le dicen, ¿habla inglés? No, y él habla, todos les entienden español y él sabe en español, pero le da pena. Pero la gente de allá dicen, hablan inglés porque se sorprenden, pero él habla en español, él entiende el español, él habla en español allá. Le digo lo importante de que es el español y que no lo tienen que dejar porque hablan con sus abuelitos, sus tíos, y ellos tienen que no dejar esa lengua.
At first, at school, they didn't really want me to drop out of immersion. They were like, are you sure you want to talk about it with your parents first? And I did talk about it with them. They didn't want me to get out of immersion. Like, they weren't going to let me. They said, no, you're not. You're going to work on it, and you're going to work on it hard, and you better work on it. And then I was just like, I couldn't. Like, I tried. Yeah, I tried, like, after they told me, but, and then it wasn't really working out, because I want to understand some words, especially in, like, social studies class that they use, like, big words. Like, I search them up and stuff, like, and then I do it, but then I get behind because I have to do extra stuff to make myself understand more. But other than that, I had it.
Do you have other friends like you that are Hispanic that decided not to continue?
Yes, I have a lot. A lot of my friends, they drop out of immersion also.
Why did they drop out?
I mean, to them it was more like, they told, from what I've heard from them, they said that they didn't like it anymore.
So kind of the same as you?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Kind of?
To them, it was more like oh, it's just like another class. To them, they didn't really see like a program, like an immersion program, because I had friends that joined immersion at Eden, so like they were taking Spanish classes, and that those Spanish classes turned into immersion classes, and so to them it's just like, oh, it's not, it's very hard, it's just stuff like that, but they don't really know. They don't really, I don't know, I guess they don't really know how it was back then and how it is now, I guess.
Do you have friends that dropped out who were with you since first grade?
Like dropped out of immersion or? Yeah, some friends. Yeah, like 2, 3.
Hispanic, not Hispanic?
Hispanic, yeah.
Hispanohablante?
Hispanic, yeah.
And why did the ones that started from the beginning, right? You said some joined later, but the ones that started from the beginning, are their reasons different than yours?
No, they said that they didn't understand. They were more like mine, kind of. They didn't understand big words either, and then they'd have to. Basically, we just have to. Me and them would work together, like working. So it'd be faster. We move faster. Like if we didn't understand a word, someone would switch it up and then tell us, and then we'd understand a little bit more. But when I would be on my own, if I have to work on my own, I have to like do the work, and like if I get to a word where I don't understand, I have to stop doing my work, go into another page, find out what the word means, like the actual definition of it, and then go back to the work, and then from there, by the time I get back to the work, I'm already behind from the teacher explaining stuff. So then it just be like, I'll just get like very like.
So you're talking about switching it up and how people would help you, or your classmates would help you,
Yeah,
right?
like if I miss something, like if we were taking notes, if I miss something, they'd be like, oh yeah, I got you. Like here, just copy my notes, or like here, just take my notes, or like something like that. Or like here's what you missed today, or like stuff like that.
Or these are the words, right?
Yeah.
So did that happen in the high school or no?
Yeah, because we would do vocabulary at one point, and then like sometimes I used to have braces, so I'd have a lot of appointments, so I miss like school every month, like one day of school every month, and like those days would be like vocabulary words, and then I just miss them, and like I'd have to do it by myself. Like I'd have to find out what the vocabulary words was, and then I had to search on what they meant. You know, like I just had to do everything the teacher would have done in class by myself if I did that. But if I had like some friends would like give me the vocabulary definition right away, or stuff like that. If I didn't, then I just do it myself.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. We probably should move on to.
Yeah, we need to move on to the
Mom's
interview. Yep.
interview. Okay.